Hey, welcome everybody. That's So Sketchy, episode 12. With my good friend Spidey Hits, Justin here.
Hey, Matt.
What's going
I'm
on,
happy to be
Justin?
here.
And we have hopefully a treat for everybody. We have got a magic sketch bonanza here.
You
I
know, I
think
was,
between us, we're going to have, 100 sketches?
well, it's funny. You know, so guys, Matt asked me if I wanted to do this video. The answer was immediately yes. And he said, just tell me how many magic sketches you have and I'll match you. Meaning it did not matter what number I would throw out. So I thought, the evil part of me thought for a second, why don't I tell him I have like 100? And then he has to show me all of his, right? But the truth is 100 probably doesn't even get it. And so I'm super excited, not only to share with you guys my magic sketch collection, but really to see Matt's. And he's such a wizard and a whiz when it comes to sketches, and to be able to learn from him and learn why his collection is the way it is. I'm super excited.
I was honestly the part where I went through them all and tried to pick 50, and I didn't necessarily do like, oh, I think these are the 50 best or 50 most valuable. I
Yeah.
wanted like a good mix of styles and costumes, and it was just fun to go through them all and stare and noodle. Okay, because when I did my
I,
first pass, I came up with like 80 something, and I'm like, okay, now
oh gosh.
that's the hard part. I had to get rid of 30 of my children.
Well, in fairness, I have continued to get sketches since I told you that number. So you might be able to pull out a few more if you get a chance, if we're gonna go one by one here. So
I'll see if I have any down here. I pulled, unlike Justin, so Justin has the physical cards.
yeah.
I was lazy, so I have the scans of my cards, which is the shortcut. So it'll be an interesting combo between the two.
And it's interesting you say that because I feel lazy for having not scanned them yet. And I can scan with my phone. I don't have a scanner, which is what I keep telling myself is the reason I haven't done it. But I'm not sure if you're aware, but CAF, Comic Art Fans, just released their app, which includes a scanner and scans right into CAF.
It was a game changer for me.
Mhm.
Because before I would take the picture and then I tried to import it into Photoshop and I had to edit the dimensions, and now just being able to go right there, so easy.
Yeah. So you know
And if
what I've
people
been trying to do. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and if people don't know it, look it up. Comic Art Fans, great site. Look up their app. Um, I think they just announced. Let me see real quick.
Mhm.
Uh, they had just added someone new to their staff, and I just want to make sure it's the
They
announcement
did.
is.
It is.
They
It's
did.
official.
Okay. Yep. Good. I wanted to make sure. Matt Datillo has joined the Comic Art Fans team, which is awesome. That'll be at
Amazing.
OAX, so it'll be great. They also previously added Tatiana, so they are really expanding their team, which is awesome.
There's a phrase in business, and Matt, I'm sure you're familiar with it, which is anything that's healthy grows, right? And not all growth is healthy. That's another conversation. But anything that's healthy grows, and this just speaks to the direction that Comic Art Fans is headed in, and the original art collection community is headed in, which I'm really excited about.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
Dude,
Um, oh, first of all, welcome to everyone. Miss me too. Welcome, Zabaraith,
yeah,
Nathan. Oh, that's great because yeah, Nathan's probably figured out that there are times when I bid on things, and then, especially last night, I foolishly got 4 vaccinations at once, and I was just laying out yesterday. And I put in some bids and then missed a whole bunch of them. So that's fantastic that I hit a Ruby out of 50 Mirage. Oh, so
that is
good.
a beautiful card. The look, Mirage and both the base art, but the platinum, there's something about it I really really like.
Yeah, the art that they chose for that is great. The base card art is as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny. In the last couple sets,
Uh-huh.
it's interesting to see that they decided to, hey, Matt, collect these last 2 sets because
Look,
she's in each
hey,
of
look,
them.
they're paying attention. There's no doubt. There's no doubt, and love to see the New Mutants in there. Hey, funny vaccination story. In going from eighth grade to ninth grade, my dad took us to Arkansas, and he had no school records, and before they would let us start high school, I had to get 9 vaccines at one time.
Oh, good Lord.
I had 5 in one arm and 4 in another arm. I'm pretty sure that's not something that you should ever do, but
Yeah.
it definitely happened to me.
Yeah. When I was setting it up, they're like, "Oh, do you want extras? You can get up to 4 total." I was like, "Oh, why not?" They're like, "Oh, you're this old now, so you should get this one and this one." Oh,
Yeah,
no,
he's supercharged now. We're going to see it this morning.
yeah, exactly. Just
well, what exactly are we doing this morning, Matt? Like, or should this have been on the new Sketch Wars channel?
Yeah, right. Exactly. We're in a battle. Each time we each show one, people are gonna judge, and we have to get rid of one. Like,
the loser has to destroy it. Yeah.
Could you imagine?
That would be horrible.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. We'd each be calling everyone we know, get on the channel, get on the channel.
Exactly. Oh, I did want to share. I know this is supposed to do sketches, but I just had this come in the mail.
I know, so good. Megan just killed it on this set.
It's the Out of 13.
That's awesome.
I'm super happy to go ahead and check that one off the list. Super stoked. All right, Matt. All right. How do you want to start?
Let's do it. Why don't you start with your first, and then I'll go, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah. So, viewers, in the middle here are my PSCs and aftermarket sketches, and then I have pack pulls and official APs together because I kind of view them as not the same thing, but official, right? But I'll start with PSCs. This is one I got as a gift from Brian. And I can't remember Brian's last name all of a sudden, but he's the artist. And this is one of the MinnowCon PSCs here. I like it.
Yeah, no, I definitely do it like that. I like the little, the way he did the signature as well. I
Look at that.
Foreman does a similar one with the little scroll on paper.
It's a great portal, too.
The colors, too, are great. You got the blue, you got the orange up there, and the flame. Really, really nice.
Yep, and a good cause, MinnowCon.
Yes, in fact, conveniently, that is actually my first card as well. Which is MentalCon one I got from Jason Saldaño.
Dude, that is so good.
Yeah.
And look at the I love the artist interpretation. He went with the all black armor arm, which you don't hardly see.
Yes, I mean, and that really makes it pop the way he sort of did the black, the reflection there.
Yeah,
absolutely, what he did.
So good.
And I didn't keep it on the scan, but on the back, a lot of artists on their signature also drew things, and he had actually drawn a little sketch of Longshot on the back.
Awesome. That's cool. Matt, what do you think about you doing back to back, and then my next one?
Sure, that's great. You know what I mean? Yep. All right. My next one here this is an old one from Fleer Retro. I can't remember if it's 13 or 15. This is an artist, Mel Uran. This might be, I think, the only one I have from that set of her. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Like this one just because it's sort of the demon form. So you get the horns along with the arm. Just a really nice one with the color, and the whole side, the way colored in the yellow, just really makes it stand out, I think. So
okay, I'm getting out my binder to see if I'm missing a 2013 or 15. So this is the whole reason I said yes, to see which sketches I need. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but I do want to see.
Back to this. There we go. Perfect. Comic Card Hive has joined us. I think we know that guy.
What's up, dude? All right, so my next one, again, I'm going to go through the PSCs first. This one I got from OAX. Did the artist sign? Yeah, Sean Crystal. Actually, he didn't sign. I had to write that down myself because he did not sign.
I think Sean is definitely a well-known artist.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only official was either MM07 or 08. I'm pretty sure he did some for them. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong, but
what was interesting is his booth was set up across from the Kirby booth, and my eyes went to his first, and I remember going, okay, Justin, if that happened, then you need to get something from him. And so
yeah, I saw him at a show in New Jersey, and when I was going there, our friend Jose looked at the list and he's like, you got to get a commission from Sean Crystal.
Yep.
I had a gambit from him.
Oh, I bet that looks so good. Yeah, for sure. And then I'll go back to back this time. And then I just got this one in the mail, and
Ooh,
I don't know the
nice.
artist here, but I do like it. It's a interesting take on the Soul Sword here.
I like that because it makes it stand out against the black they did there. But oh wow,
Yeah,
no signature even on the front. That makes it tough.
it
But
does.
beautiful card.
Yeah, so I bought a bunch of sketches, and they sent that one as a gift. So, all right.
Card collector show. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
All right. So then I got to go like this and back. Oh, nope. Put
Oh,
it
you
back.
had it.
All right. So and then I got a tab over here. All right, there we go. So this
Ooh.
one, yeah, X Men. This is, as some people may or may not know, this is my favorite set of all time, the X Men Archives from Rittenhouse,
Classic.
and this is by published comic book artist Mahmoud Asrar. Um, and again,
Gosh.
not that ones by comic book artists are necessarily better, but I just think it's nice when we can include some of them in with the sketch only artists that we know and love, and that hopefully we'll be getting more and more jobs and maybe even into published comic book art. That's sort of what we all hope for them.
Yeah.
Um, and nothing crazy here, just a very simple one, but she was really hard to find on this list for X Men Archive. So just being able to get a couple was, I think, for me, a big achievement.
I agree. I love everything about this sketch. I think
Gentle.
I know it may be a little more simple to some, but I think he nailed it.
Yeah, and I think for me, that's a great point. Like, this isn't as detailed as some of them, right? I mean, the Saldaños was very, very great detail, but I think you can capture the essence of a character and have it really stand out with something, again, quote unquote, simpler like
Yeah.
this. So,
We'll
great
we'll, we'll
example.
show one later on that this reminds me of. It's you know this person is a pro, right? Because they
Yeah.
were able to simply nail it. Like even the storytelling aspect of the face and the hair and all of that. Like you just it's really good. I love it.
Yeah, and I like with the left arm going off, right? You can tell the sword's there because of the way he used the white
Yeah.
kind of shining down. Just so
Yeah.
good.
So, someone who knows the job is to tell the story with it.
Yep. Hermit, welcome. Card
All right.
Collector
Did you go
Show.
back
Well,
to back?
yep. And so my
Okay.
next one is Joe Picard. So this is from Marvel's 70th anniversary.
Ooh, those
Joe
are
just
nice.
does absolutely beautiful portrait cards. He usually does sort of chest up.
Yeah.
And this is a great example there. I think I washed out the colors a little too much when I adjusted it on the face. I don't think it, I think that spot on the cheek is a little brighter than it is on the card, but just an absolutely beautiful rendition here. And again, simple, straightforward, but just absolutely pops.
Yeah. So for me, it's when I look at magic, one of the things I try to look at first is the eyes.
Yeah,
Sometimes they're green, sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're spaced out, with no eye sockets, pupils. I mean, but and I prefer green because that's my wife's eye color. But this is beautiful, absolutely
yeah.
beautiful.
It makes me wonder. I hadn't even thought of that before.
Hmm.
What the official color is, because a lot of times you see right the white like
Right.
that one, right? That's a lot of people do that, and as long as they're using a power, I don't mind
Yeah.
seeing the white. But if this had the white with just a portrait, that probably would have
Oh
bugged me.
yeah. She's got to be in magical form, and I guess technically when her arm is armored up, that is what's happening. But I agree with you. Like this is clearly, I'm not trying to um, kill a bunch of hordes of demons. So this is so good though. All right, let's see what do I have next. Okay, this one I just ordered off of eBay, and this purchase again, I'm doing PSCs first. This purchase is I saw it. It was $50. I was like, I'm just gonna buy it, but I don't know if it's a knockoff. It does look familiar to something, but you tell me, Matt.
Hmm. Hang on a second. Could that be a knockoff? It's
It has
it's.
a peach vibe,
I know what you're saying. Um,
but I was like,
Show
for
me the
50
back
bucks,
again. The way the back is written sounds suspect too. Like the way they're trying to make it sound like an official brand. You see that a lot with that
right?
Galaxy Gorge guy. Um, that and all like the fake women's names as the signature on the back.
Oh, you think that's yeah, a little heart sign to sell it?
Yeah, like usually the 3 or 4 letter female names.
I
Uh,
would say how disappointing because whoever sketched this obviously has some talent.
yeah, it's got a very. I'm gonna Google Peach Momoko magic.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
because it has what is she? Peach calls this her Mickey ears.
Yeah, there it is. I just found it. Let me share screen.
Garrett.
Uh, Open this in. I'm going to mention new tab and let me present.
But again, I wasn't sure. I just saw it 50 bucks. I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna just grab that.
I mean, it's still a good card for sure,
Mhm.
but it's unfortunate they wouldn't
Oh
credit.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Let me show it again.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
And then put it back to this. There you go.
Yep, definitely is. All right, so the next one is an OAX PSC, and no, this is actually sorry, not OAX. This is from San Diego Comic Con,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna take this. This is who this is.
This is the perfect example of how less can be more.
Yeah, Bill, just look at the emotion in that he was able to capture and really quick.
Absolutely wonderful.
I love it. He did Blue Eyes, and he is a that might be official since Bill did it.
If anybody would know, it's Bill for sure.
Yep. Sketch said, don't mind. So Sketch said earlier to be gentle on me. Just one friend to another.
That's just lovely. Oh, so good.
All right, my friend, go ahead.
All right. Now I have to represent since I canceled that.
And by the way, while he was sketching that, I was able to talk to him virtually the entire time. It makes it extra special. And before we were live, I was telling people that these PSCs, because the way I collect them for the most part is directly with the artist, they're becoming even more special to me than some of the pack pull stuff. Wow.
I mean, when there's a story and a personal connection behind it, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I early on did PSCs, and then again, because there's really no limit to what you can do with PSCs, and I mean, my name is not OCD Marvel Sketch Cards as a joke. I really could have just gone down a rabbit hole there.
Right.
Yeah. So I tend to focus on the official
it's
ones.
your version of having boundaries.
Yes, forced boundaries for sure.
Yeah, I love it.
This one is Marvel Universe 2014, one of the last Rittenhouse sketches, sets, excuse me. And I love this one, Magic and her brother in the Phoenix 5 costumes.
Here's insane sketch, absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, what the scan does is it helps. It doesn't help remind you of the scale. All of this is fit onto a trading card that's 2.5 by 3 inches is insane. What a beautiful sketch.
Yeah. Caesar Razek is just a true professional when it comes to sketch cards. If you don't know him, you should definitely look up his stuff. He does some great work.
That is so good. That is so good.
And
Holy
then go to a Mitch Ballard here. What stuck out to me on this, other than the obvious right there,
right.
is for Mitch Ballard, he usually works in such light pastels that seeing a lot of the dark here really made it pop, and the use of the blue in there with the white, I just think he absolutely killed it on. He kills it on everything, but
he does. He's a great artist. Yeah. Can I share with you what sticks out to me?
Yeah, sure.
A lot of time, Mitch operates inside of a circle.
Yes.
He still incorporated the circle, and it's like he went, yeah, that's just got to be the portal. She's coming out of it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, because you can see where the legs are cut off underneath.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't believe I commissioned this. I believe I'll have to go back and look because I feel like I did get a bunch of commissions from him at once, though. I'll have to go back and look. But regardless, this just, as far as it just worked, great example of it.
Yeah. I hope you have an extra black diamond. All right, here is OAX, Veronica Fish.
She was the absolute delight of the show for me.
100%, and she does a lot of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and I was like, yeah, just own that when you do Magic. And this is, man, it's close to my favorite PSC. But to get it on, obviously, to get it on OAX sketch card stock in the first year, which is great. I just love it.
Yeah, she's such a delight. I love the little hint of color there with the pink. So good.
All right. Also on OAX sketch stock, this is Aranga. So good. Magic coming out of the fire portal here, and this is like maybe his first sketch card ever. He's used to working on much larger scales, and I bought a piece from him, and he was like, let me do something else for you. And I was like, I want a sketch. He was like, no, I'll do something big. I was like, no, I want a sketch. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I want a sketch on a card. And he put his glasses on and did it for me. So
he did that at the show.
No, he did this after the show.
Okay. I was going to say that would be impressive if in the time frame he did that, especially the watercolor around it. That just came out so nicely.
Oh, it's amazing.
What this highlights to me is I actually love, especially with watercolor, where you can see the bleed and just it doesn't quite go to the edge in some places. I absolutely love that.
Again, we're dealing with a pro here. This is a published cover artist, and that shines through. But he really shines when he's got his pen in his hand, when he's starting to ink his own work, and and he really shined, I thought, there as well.
That's the other thing that's great about this little thing we're doing here is that
holy smokes,
you get to see how some artists. I always thought it was rare for an artist to be good at the pencils, the inks, and the colors.
Right.
But apparently that's not the case, because you can see in so many of these. So this is the only other PSC I've got in here. And actually, people can always see at the top who it is in case I forget to say the name. But this is Tim Cologne, Off-White Tim, friend of ours. And it is, to me, it's always interesting because so many people I've gotten to know over the years as collectors, turns out they can draw. It's like, and I'm like, am I the only one who can't draw? So this is one I got from Mentacon. And Tim is now a sketch card artist as well.
Yeah.
I believe his one, Upper Deck set got canceled and all the remaining stuff at the end. But I don't know. I suspect he'll be still working with them on some DC stuff.
Yeah, he should. If he's not, he definitely should. Hey, I happen to have one from Tim. It's not Magic, but can I show it since it's
absolutely? Oh yeah.
Yeah, good work from Tim.
And again, just the level of detail he put into PSCs just tells you what you can expect on the published side.
Oh yeah, he's going to be sought after. That's for sure.
Yeah, this is one of those where we get to say, I knew him when.
Right. Yep. Exactly.
I think that's one of my. And again, sometimes it's almost funny because I think I have a bunch of Dre's first ones were Premiere 17, and I think he mentioned that I have the very first one he drew in that set. Wow. He's commented a few times, I want that back, right? Mostly because,
he doesn't want it out.
Because from a nostalgia perspective, because he's like, oh, I've improved so much, I don't want that out there, kind of thing.
Yeah, look, the Venom he did for me this week was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love. Alonzo, another one who I've known, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, here's a piece that I did. Like, what the heck? You too.
Yeah.
You draw too. It's like,
He
what?
paints. That dude
I
paints.
I can't do any of this stuff. So I'm just a collector. So I
He's
guess
like, Justin, you need to paint. I'm like, yeah, when I'm retired. Oh gosh, this is so good.
yes. So this is, in terms of the number of cards I have from artists, this is the artist who I have the most from. This is Marcelo Ferreira. I've got, I think, 130 sketches from him. And this will tell you why, though, right?
Yeah.
He just does absolutely wonderful work. And just the way he used the negative space, and just
Exactly.
by adding a little color around it, it boggles my mind how he thought to do that.
It's a
And
bit of an illusion, but she is definitely stepping into that negative space. And the
yep,
soul sword, the take on the soul sword is really, I love that.
yeah, and I love exactly how he used the masterpieces border at the bottom
Mhm.
there. Oh, you can't see. Can you see my mouse on the screen? No, you
Your
can't. So
mouse? No.
what if
No,
I
there
do
it
it
is.
here?
I see it now. Yeah.
Just the way he did along here, almost to make it like he's
Yeah.
behind. I love that.
Too good. All right. Here's another amazing one.
Oh wow.
Let me take this one out. The sleeve is hindering the view. So because of the YouTube channel, I was able to connect with Ben Brady in Australia, and he became a good friend. And he did this magic for me. It's gonna be hard for me to show you a better sketch today.
That is stunning. The lighting too, like again, perfect example. The lighting on the front of her left arm from the
Mm.
sword,
Yeah,
beautiful attention to
exactly.
detail.
And such a pretty face, great
Yeah.
hair.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super stoked, and I know, and the thing that makes this even better for me is having gotten to know him. I know he painted this from a place of love. Like he wanted me to really appreciate it and enjoy it, and he went above and beyond.
Pulling. What the heck's going on here? We're having a little magic sketch off. That's all pulling.
Exactly. Winner takes the entire collection. I would never go against Matt. I know better than that. Yeah, let me show you the back. So this is on Spidey Hit stock. He could have painted this on a brown paper sack. I don't care, but it is special for me for him to do it on my stock. For me.
That's really cool.
Love it.
Yeah, way back in the day, I had my own Lord of the Rings stock as well, and that was just super fun to have.
I think I need to do a second one, right?
Yep.
Here's another one. This one it grows on me. I used to have it sitting in front of my TV in my study, and I love looking at it. The colors really play well, and I'm trying to. Nick Foley did this, and he's not the one who reached out to me directly. A friend of his did, and asked for some of my blanks, and in exchange would do me a magic, and so that's what I did. I
Very
sent him
cool.
some blanks, and he did this great magic. He also did a Spidey in the rain for me.
And I like the way, I think it was a smart choice to make the sword a little thinner. Obviously, so you don't cut off that much of the face.
Right.
It's also got, like, when I first saw it, and I know, again, I think because I just mentioned Lord of the Rings, it's got that vibe right before they go into the halls of the dead where Aragorn holds the sword up in front of him.
Yep. So good. Gosh. Hey, look. Side note on Lord of the Rings, my oldest daughter agreed to sit down and watch the Lord of the Rings with me.
Awesome. Extended, of course, right?
Yes, and she's gotten really into fantasy books. So parenting's a long game, not a short game. So. Oh
yeah,
gosh,
eventually they come around.
I can see. I didn't realize I can see what you have queued up.
All right, so let's.
God.
So this one, yeah, this is a great AP.
Wow.
Leon Brajos. The two swords is just awesome to me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just everything about this I love.
I need a 2-sword magic sketch.
This is going to seem odd to say this, but while I love the character, the multicolor and speckled background
Right.
Just absolutely love that. It really makes this just pop off the screen.
There is
Yeah,
so much to spend time and enjoy on this one.
everybody, we've switched completely over to Lord of the Rings in the comments now.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and back to yours. I agree on that. The lightsaber.
Now,
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
amazing.
Just love
What?
this one.
This is Masterpieces 22?
This is yes.
Wow.
Yep. Just so
Wow.
good.
Wow.
And again, it what I like about you know what I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. So
Oh,
this one is an updated riff. So this goes back to
hold on.
I guess a
Satana,
little
right?
history on Magic here. Oh, go ahead.
Is that like a riff on Satana?
Nope, nope. This is a riff on Magic herself. But so
Oh,
quick little
no.
history on
Magic
her.
number one
I think it was number two.
or number
Yeah.
two?
Because
Okay.
on number one, she was still just Ilyana. And
Right.
then by number two, she officially became Magic.
Right.
Now, the original one, this was a very young version of her. So when I commissioned this from Kristen Allen, I said, I want a homage to that cover, but I want an older version because it would be creepy. I still think the cover is great, but it's a little creepy in retrospect. So
Right.
I'm like, give me an updated version of her. And she absolutely killed this.
That's incredible.
Kristen, wonderful, wonderful artist. Um, yeah, she's probably in my top 10 too, as far as number of cards I have.
I can
So,
see why. There's a lot going on here to appreciate, but the hair is, I think, the top.
yep. And Kristen, her hair, in fact, is the easiest way to identify it's hers. She's got this very unique style. Oh, good Lord. Sorry.
Castro says you're both
Speaking of
wrong. It's you number 4.
yeah. But yeah, because I absolutely love this cover. Because this miniseries came out when I was either 12 or 13, which was called Magic, Storm and Ilyana. And it really was the first time, she was introduced back in Giant Size X-Men number 1, but really
Right.
up until 82, she was just her Colossus's little sister. And this is where you really, a little before this, it was, she was sent into limbo, and this is where they fleshed out her as a character and gave her the powers. So
That's always fun in comics when they're able to take this little, kind of off the screen character, so to speak, and then weave in a backstory of an origin and go, hey, she was there all along. And I love that about Magic too.
Kasra
All right.
correcting me, it was issue 4 cover.
Exactly. So this is another OAX PSC. This is from Miles Wool. And, obviously when artists are sketching for free and quickly, which is a free sketch, the profile shot is kind of a way to go, right? But I do like it a lot. And we'll see Miles again. He'll make another appearance.
And again, the blue is nice, so I don't think that was blue lines necessarily for the outline that some artists do. I'm guessing not just because he put in the detail after, but sometimes like some of the older sets from the cards from 07 and 08, when you can see the comic artist who did the blue lines and then it's still there, I absolutely love.
You're a fan, I got it.
Yeah, it just shows the process, and that I love to see how these are made.
This is Veronica Fish again. And this was a commission.
At the show?
No, this was a commission.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
Post show.
Wow.
And again, just an excellent job by her.
And it's funny, nowadays, probably from 22 forward, if it's not an AP, that costume is not allowed anymore, right? Because of that right there in the center, because of the cleavage. That's just not allowed now. Oh, well, maybe Tops will, but at the end of Upper Deck, they got much more strict on that.
Right.
So I'm guessing we're only going to see it in this column and the one to the right, which is the APs. We're not going to see that in the back bold unless it's much, much older.
Exactly.
All right. My turn here.
Is that a sketch?
So, yeah, this is a sketch. So this is, I know, right? So Jason Crosby, who's mostly known for Garbage Pail Kids, has done some absolutely wonderful sketches. He was big in X-Men Metal and some other sets, but typically he only does face shots. and he's really good at that. And he's really known for like monsters and more kind of grotesque things. So I think I really challenged him with this series of comic book cover recreations, and I think he absolutely nailed this one. And I am
the corner box in there.
Yeah, I know. I am a huge fan of recreations like this, and this again was one I read as a kid. So the whole story of this one is.
Think about how old this makes us, though, Matt. The New Mutants were for the young people when it came out, and now it's the old people who like the New Mutants.
Yeah. I'm one of the few who straddles both of those, who grew up with this comic. But
right. That's an amazing piece.
Yeah, he did a great job on this one.
And did you specifically encourage him?
Oh yeah, this one I gave him. I think I commissioned 4 APs, and I think I said I wanted cover recreations, and I sent him like 10. I said, pick your 4 favorite from these and surprise me.
There you go.
Yeah, so this one came out great. And this probably, at the time, I would have probably made this number 10 on my list, and then I got it, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Right.
Just everything, even the logo, just so nice up there. Oh.
So good.
And then this one is James Rodriguez.
Why doesn't he get talked about more?
I think when people see it, he's one of those, when you see his cards, you're like, oh my God, this is great. But yeah, for some reason, he hasn't caught fire in terms of collectors the way I feel like he should.
Certainly
which
should.
is fine though. Fine by me. I'll snap up his cards for reasonable prices.
I got at least 1, maybe 2 in this stack.
Yeah, James is just awesome. So I got a few of his pack pulls, and I absolutely had to get a couple APs as well. This actually might be the only quote unquote normal character I got from him. I got a bunch from him when I was in my I'd almost call it manic. I need to have one of every mutant phase.
Right.
And I got some very obscure ones from him. And again, I think that's, if you ever needed proof that I don't collect for flipping, that I collect for I love.
Look at your eyeboy collection. Yeah, got
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some of them, I commissioned one of Ice Cream.
Oh gosh.
Who can turn himself into ice cream.
Who doesn't want ice cream? Yeah. It's like the male version of Enchantress. All right. Still on the PSCs here. This is from Adam Hughes. This is you can find 1,000 of these, right? Like Adam Hughes does these free sketches at cons, and this is his style. But to think of just about how incredible of an artist Adam is, I was happy to get this Magic from him.
Yeah, and again, perfect example of what we were just talking about before. I love seeing the pencils underlying it, the framing.
So awesome. Now, little story before I show you this next one. I go up to this artist. I'm like, hey, I would like to get a sketch from you. He's like, I hate doing sketches. And what he was saying, he hates doing them like quickly because he wants them to spend time with it, right? I was like, I really would like it if you're okay with it. He's like, fine, I'll do one. And he absolutely killed it.
That is so quick, but I mean that shows you how good Wayshak is, because you immediately know who that is. Like, even if we weren't doing the stream, you'd look at that and be like, oh, it's Magic.
Yeah, it's Magic, and it's a Wayshak. I mean, just like what would be a mistake for me, the intentional lip, like leaving part of the lip off to give it like gloss. Who would have thought to do the eyebrows like that? But it works so well. Just absolutely love this quick sketch from Wayshak. Happy to have it.
Absolutely beautiful. Hey, claws out. What's going on?
What's up, dude?
All right. Next one. So this artist here, Sean Beck, he's one of probably 2 artists that I love, mostly because of their vibrant colors.
Yeah, that green in the background.
Yep, him and Joe Cube, just because of the colors they could do, and just the attention to detail on this one.
So mentally, I'm working through the greenish outfit with the red lining. That's not
Yeah.
a version I've seen before.
No, I think that was more artistic license than anything.
Yeah.
And I don't mind that. Like, if you're a purist, I could see being like, "Ooh, that's weird."
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, there's Marvel has so many different variants, right? There's been one episode where it sort of had this. You just never know.
Yeah. I do like it. And it's that the lines under her eyes, that is that more of an anime thing?
It's definitely got that vibe, and
Uh-huh.
it makes me think it's more like the almost started to go towards the demon side.
Got you.
Um, it actually reminds me of Rachel Summers when she was in the Hound
Oh
outfit.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, but
Different
and I
choice.
believe this is the only annual 16. I think was the only set Sean Beck was on, which is an absolute shame.
Very cool. Oh, Matt.
Yeah. So this is Vin Zeltavans. I had seen some of his cards, and I knew I had to get an AP. And this is one of I would probably call this the saucier versions. Um, I do think, and I don't mind pointing some of the stuff out. I do think this is an odd little angle
Oh, it's
here.
exaggerated, but
Yeah,
he's making a point with it, you know.
yeah, exactly.
It's not on accident. He wanted to sell that hand on the hip. What do you think you're about to do, son? I'm
Yeah, and the lighting, the yellow tones, the yellow over the orange off to all the sides. I mean, it
That's not
really is.
easy. That is not
No,
easy. That is so good.
yeah, and this was one of the only sketches I got from Avengers Metal. Even though I'm always hesitant when it's like the name of the stock doesn't necessarily match the character. Like to my knowledge, she doesn't have any association with the Avengers.
I mean, there's that. No, she doesn't. But at some point, everyone's an Avenger.
Yeah, well said. Yeah, at some point, yeah, she will be if not.
All right, all right. This is another PSC I got at San Diego Comic Con, and I can take you to the artist's Instagram, but I cannot remember how to pronounce their name. Right now, they're doing a lot of work on Vampirilla, but this was just too good to not get. And their art is not cheap.
The vibe I'm getting, and again, this isn't to take away from this artist. This is just to
Yeah,
draw a comparison. Reminds me of Toma with sort of the pastel
yeah,
colors.
pastel colors. So here's what's funny. So I go up to this artist, I was like, "Hey, look, you may not do sketch cards, but I would love to get a sketch card of Magic from you." And he was like, "Well, how much do you normally pay to do that?" I was like, "Well, I mean, it depends on the artist, you know." He's like, "Have you gotten one already?" And I said, "Yes." He's like, "Well, how much did you pay for it?" And I told him, I said it was from Bill Sienkiewicz. He was like, "Well, let me see it," because he didn't want to undersell it, and he wanted to match the level of detail because I'm calling it a sketch.
Right.
And I was like, "I'm gonna show you Bill's, but just know this is not what I mean when I said, you know." So anyway, I had to show him some on my phone, but I was pleased with what I got.
That's fantastic. Now, can we show people the name without
Yeah,
pronouncing it? Is it
Aurelio.
Aurelia? Okay.
Yeah, I can actually pull up his Instagram here in a second. And
Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe while I do my next two, maybe pull it up and we'll type it in chat.
yep.
That way, people can check it out if they want.
Oh, his art is unbelievable, and some people are going to recognize it already. But yes, absolutely, let's do that.
Cool. So this one is
Ooh,
Tolene Keskin.
nice.
And I had done some. I had some cards from Tolene, and I can't remember. I think I got some Lord of the Rings from him, but somehow I came onto him and I said, you know what, let's do this. And just for people to know, so Castro said, is it Lucio Perillo?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
okay,
is it.
good. Castro for the win. Big Tuck, welcome. So yeah, so I do have a lot of APs for Magic, and a lot of time, what I'll do is if I'm getting it, Danny is really the first one I'll get. But if I get multiple APs, I kind of work down the line, and my second one is typically either Magic, Phoenix,
Right.
and then I might go to like Kitty is a good fallback. But I sort of got my order of operations after Danny, and Magic has definitely always been up there.
Well, here, I mean, I think what people, you know, Matt, I think it's fair to say that in the last 12 months, Magic, Magic is in more of the conversation, I guess is a way for me to say it. Whether I like it or not, it doesn't matter. It's just the reality. I would rather go back to 2023 if I had my way, but it's just the truth. But I think one of the things people are realizing is her variety of outfits and things that you can do with it, the variety of color that you can do with it, the creativity you can have with it, especially on a trading card, to me makes her more collectible.
Yep. And part of it too is not just on the sketch side, but in the comics. With X of Swords, and
Right.
really with House of M and X-Men since then, she's really stepped up and become one of the leaders in the X-Men. So I think
Well,
that's
and
what helped.
now the video game Marvel Rivals, she's one of the bigger characters in it. And so, and what I just said about sketch cards, I think is true for the covers as well. All right, here I'm going to share the Instagram page real quick of that artist since I didn't do a good job of remembering his name. Let's find something that's appropriate.
There we go.
Yeah. Nope. Let's not go too far. But anyway,
It's my channel, so I don't really care.
Yeah, but he's an incredible artist, and if you get a chance to check out his work, it's really good. I was happy to get something. All right.
Very cool. Back to this. Nope. This and
That's my turn.
Yeah. So Tolene, just great work with the colors, and again, that use of the white gel pen, fantastic. I think that was my first one, right?
I think so.
And then,
ooh, man.
Yeah. So this one, so Matthias Streb, I followed for a while back from Rittenhouse, and when it came to X-Men Metal, he absolutely killed it, and he was just sort of catching on, but I was able to snap up a lot of his, and I went pretty hard on his. And then when it came time for a couple APs, I knew I needed to get some from him. And again, his use of lighting on the X-Men Metal set really makes him stand out. I think this is a perfect example.
The courage it took to do that. Like, yeah. I mean, just from an artistic standpoint, I mean, where you say, you know what, the soul sword is what I really want to have in focus here. So everything else is going to have to serve that. Her posture, her lighting, the tones. Goodness gracious, that is so good.
Yeah. What I love especially about this, if you really look, every spot of lighting I think is dead on from the sword perspective, and how it glows.
When I had Dre on the other night, I was like, is it a natural gift to be able to do shading correctly? Because I just don't seem to get it all the way. Like I can like hit it sometimes, but most of the time I'm just guessing my way through it and I get it wrong.
Yeah, well, so many artists, I think they talk about how they use figures to actually do the lighting. Like even Dan, right? We saw some of those figures he uses.
I get it. I have eyeballs. I can see shades in real life, but to translate it onto a 2D piece of paper is a whole nother thing, right?
For sure.
All right. Here's the next one. This is fun. It's just pen and ink.
Wow.
And this is a similar story as earlier, where I sent somebody some blanks, and in exchange they did a sketch for me. And my toe saw from our he did upside down. I do that all the time. But
it's funny that he called it out. Again, sometimes black and white really is just the way to go. And the background very John Romita Jr. style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but all the demons, I just said, I just want her in limbo, whatever that means for you. And this is what he came up with. So,
and just the way he did the lines on the costume to make that stand out as well. So
uh-huh.
nice.
It's good work, especially for a PSC sketch. Okay, moving to some of the bigger boys. These are going to be my aftermarkets.
Right?
Let me take
And
Brianna.
just to say it out loud, so an aftermarket typically is defined as a card that's done on a stock that the artist didn't originally get directly from the company, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Whether
these are
that
the
be
cards that are going to put me in Marvel card prison. I'm going to go to jail one day for these.
a
Um,
lot of, well, go ahead.
yeah. So look, here's the reality. Brianna Mora was an artist in Flair. Um, and she did a number of the characters. I think three of the characters, but the one that stood out the most to most people was Mystique, which is also the center art for the box art.
Nice.
She did not do magic. There was a magic in there from Todd Knock, which is fine. But I developed a friendship with her, and I was like, "Look, I really would love to have a magic from you." And she said, "I'd be honored to do it." She doesn't do sketch cards very much, and Upper Deck doesn't always get the artist for the product to do sketches in the product. It's just a total miss for me. If they're willing to do it, it helps generate revenue from them. It's a chase for us, but whatever. So I bought an AP on eBay, which is contraband, and mailed it to her. And gosh, she sent me this. And I don't care who you are. How could you not want this to exist?
Right. And it would be interesting for, and again, I don't mean this in, it might sound like it's a negative sense. I don't mean it like
Yeah.
that. But for some of the, I call them the purists,
Mhm.
a lot of times the AP is sort of a get out of jail free card. And I wonder if because she was a base card artist, if people would consider this an aftermarket or not, or they'd say because she was base card, this is okay.
Here's the good news. It's just mine.
Yeah, and like you, I don't give
Yeah.
two craps. Quite
Yeah,
honestly,
like the
as
artist
long
made
as
it
you
for
don't.
me. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I get it. I do get it. But
yeah.
man, what a
And we've said it before. As long as you're disclosing it, if you ever sell it, that's all
oh
you need to do.
yeah. But very happy
Next
to
one,
have this one.
absolutely wonderful. The face on that one is absolutely beautiful too.
Oh, it's stunning.
That's part of all the ones you've shown. That's my favorite face so far.
Oh yeah, yeah. And did I do two in a row? Yeah, I just did two in a row. Okay.
Did you? Okay.
Yep.
Back to this one. So
Ooh.
this is one of my first multi-panels I'll show. This is a quad from Premiere 17, which is a set that almost buried me in terms of finances.
Premiere has
this
that way, huh?
this is Chris Botterill. This is obviously a pack inserted, and I love it when it's the same character on the front and back.
Right.
That doesn't mean
Yep.
I dislike ones where it's different because sometimes the variety is nice.
Yeah.
But this one, absolutely wonderful.
As a magic sketch collector, for me specifically, I like it when it's just her. There's some exceptions, and we'll see those today. But the back of this one is a winner.
Yeah, I did have. I didn't. It was one of the ones I eliminated. I have a Bella where it was her on the front of a duel and it was someone else on the back.
Yeah.
But ultimately, what disqualified it for me is on the duels, that little gap. If that's left white, sometimes
Oh,
that
it's
just
just
hurts
a
my
struggle
soul.
with you. Well,
I
just send
know.
it over here.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa, what is this?
This one is one of those blink and you'll miss it. Like if you weren't collecting at the time, you probably don't know who this artist is. This artist's name is Gareth Johnson, and this whole Art Nouveau style is absolutely wonderful. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
wow.
I think they were only on like two sets, and again, very minimalistic as far as the details, but it's got a very almost like a tarot card feel to me.
Yeah, it's like he uses, or she, I don't know which one's correct.
Actually, now that you
More,
say that, I don't know either.
yeah, more shapes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's about the composition rather
yeah,
than the detail.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And if you don't come to it with that, like if you try to make it something it's not, you may not like it. But once you
And I
realize
think
what
that's
it
always
is,
been the case with this artist. I think people look at it and they're like, there's no detail. Like, look at the
okay,
face. Like, there's no
you say
nose,
that,
right?
and then I want you to do it. Like,
Yeah, that's right. Uh, I absolutely love this artist.
because the state of that style, I think, is pretty cool. All right. So the next one is another aftermarket, and it's Simone.
I mean, come on, it's Simone.
And I, as soon as I saw this, I had to have it. I traded for it
Oh, so
immediately.
you didn't commission this one. You saw it.
I commissioned a Ghost Spider from Simone, which he absolutely slayed, and I walked away from his table. Somebody said, "Hey, look at this," and I went, "I'll trade you this for it," without even thinking about it. And they looked at it and went, "Sure." And the
You know what?
deal
That was at OAX, right?
was.
I remember hearing about the trade. Yep.
It literally took 2 seconds to do the trade, and I've never looked back, as you can
Now,
imagine.
OAX was about the time you really focused on Magic, maybe a little before that, right?
So I was focused on Magic before then, but my thought process was, Justin, keep this as kind of private as you can for as long as you can. And I have to be careful. And here's why I have to be careful, because I'm public with my collection. And there's a point in which I'm out of integrity if I'm not in public with it. It's because I've created this monster. It's my own fault, nobody else's. And I had a number of commissions that were coming from OAX that were Magic, and I was creating content, so I knew it was going to happen after that. But that's why it feels all at once to people. But I'd already been collecting Magic up before then. If you want a kind of a marker for it, when I finished the Dark Phoenix Rainbow, that's when I switched to Magic.
I mean, we could do an entire episode on the risks and rewards of being so public, right?
Yeah,
And it's
it goes both ways, because the beauty today is that when a Magic's pulled, to some degree, people send it to me, so I
right.
have help.
The opportunity side there,
The
absolutely.
opportunity side is really, really great, right? The danger is, because of the nature of my content, meaning how many people see it, it creates interest. Interest typically leads to demand. Demand leads to higher cost. And so now, like, an out of 5 Amber Magic is on ComC for over $2,000. The Rogue is on ComC for under $300. Same Amber out of 5, but well, not the exact same, but you get my point.
Oh, believe
Before
me,
last year, Rogue clearly outsold Magic.
Yep.
It's funny. Oop. And then one more, again, another aftermarket, and this will be, I have one more aftermarket after this, but
Oh, I know who that is.
Peach Monoka. Yeah,
Wow.
Peach Monoka. This is in a way a gift from Matt DiTilio. It is an aftermarket,
Wow.
but very, very thankful for Matt to gift this to me.
I still need a peach Danny.
Oh yeah, talk to Matt.
I mean, I have 4 peach OA pieces, none of which are Danny.
Oh, goodness.
I know who has the Danny I want. Someday I'll have something he really wants.
Oh yeah, I got you. I'll just set that out.
Very cool. All right,
All right.
over here. Another one from X-Men Archives, just Andy Price. So this was an incentive, which originally came in one of those top loaders with the sealed Rittenhouse little logo stamp thing. People either love or hate when I break them out. But again, this
some
one's
people,
a perfect.
Some people love to hate it, Matt.
Yes, but this is a perfect example, because the sticker went, if you see on the screen, it went from here down, and it absolutely cut off a good chunk of Colossus's face. So that's really why I did it. You lost a good chunk of real estate on some of these cards. So for me as a collector, I absolutely had to do it. Yeah. So, anyways,
that makes sense.
You're not late. Always the playback, like. And again, I absolutely love Andy Price and all of this.
Yeah, and I don't think I own an Andy Price, man.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate he doesn't do the cards anymore, but he is now, he and Katie Cook, who also did sketch cards,
Yeah.
they are like the god and goddess of My Little Pony right now. That's their jam. And I don't know,
Of
last
what?
time
Say that again.
My Little
What-
Pony,
My Little Pony. Got it.
yeah, which I in a million years would never have guessed how big it was. But when I
Mhm.
went to New York Comic Con, their lines were like twice as long as Peach's line.
Yeah. Yeah. My Little Pony's big deal.
Yeah, I had no idea, but yes, it is.
Just ask my wife.
And
Ooh.
I actually did two from the same artist. I thought I saw that. This is Cesar Razek, who we saw earlier. Um, anyways, another great magic by him.
That's
I
the
like
arm is
red.
really good. The face is great. I like this one. And just it's subtle, but just the red through the background like that gives it that dimension that you need.
Yeah, anything that makes it pop in terms of the
Mhm.
background. And
Mhm.
it is interesting how important the background can be when it comes to these sketches. So,
Yep.
interesting question. What changed with the market rise on her?
Talking about
Um,
magic.
yeah, we talked about it a little early, Big Tuck. I think it's a combination of, some people, Justin and others, really talking about their love. So I think in the Marvel card community, that
Mhm.
creates awareness. On the comic side, she really stepped up after the whole Jonathan Hickman run as one of the leaders of the X-Men. Um, and just in general, I think quality of sketch cards too has been the last couple of years great. So
Yeah.
I'd say all those led to not just her, but really any female character when it comes to Marvel cards. Oh yeah, Charlie.
I mean, yeah. And then you show something like this. So yeah, Charlie Cody. Um, Charlie Cody, you know, was probably what would you say his real last foray was 2018 Marvel Masterpieces, and he kind of died off.
Yeah,
And then
he left the sketch card community for sure.
yeah, and then he's popped back up. And so funny story. I'd been chasing Charlie Cody for a while, particularly Magic, and I would just periodically message his inactive Instagram account, just every whatever number of months, just say, "Hey, Charlie, are you alive?" um, and then one night, like in all seriousness, 2 a.m. something like that. I was like, "Well, I'm just going to send this message before I go to bed." And I was like, "Hey, Charlie, if you're around, I hope you're doing well. Love to get a commission one day of you for Magic." And he immediately replied and said, "Funny you should say that. I'm just coming back, and you're going to be number one on the list."
That's awesome.
And I sent him this. He was very particular about what cardstock he was willing to work on. He didn't have any official APs. So this is technically an aftermarket. This is not one of his APs. We covered it up. And by just so everyone knows, so don't get crucified, we dated it, and I got permission from the artist that this came from. So
Nice.
for what that's worth, the artist that had these has no desire to ever sketch again for Upper Deck.
So I do have. I didn't include it here. I do have an official pack pulled of Charlie from because
Ooh.
I think he actually did. He did at least two magic because I've seen another one.
Uh-huh.
Um, is this your first or your second?
This is well, we'll just call this one mine, and then we'll move on to the next one. This is my
I was
last
going
of
to
the
say I
aftermarket.
could run in the other room real quick and
Oh,
grab it if you can see it.
yeah, go grab it.
All right.
I would love that. Because Charlie Cody is definitely worth looking at. Because look at this face, guys. And then you have the way he does swords with this white effect is incredible, creates this glow. And then this is an uncut. And what's amazing is that he said he was only going to do inside of the, center rectangle. So he surprised me whenever he had her stepping through it as if it was a portal and the sword, going across the top. I would love to see something like this even just as a trading card, you know, would be amazing. I own a Spider-Man Charlie Cody, and I have one more Cody inside here we'll look at as we move forward with our pack inserted sketches. Beautiful. He does a great Ghost Spider as well. The way he highlights her. or hood. So good.
Sorry about that.
No, it's going to be worth it. I want to see it.
Usually my sets are only by one, since I have so few 18s. I actually have them with my black diamond sketches.
Yeah. Black diamond is one I'm missing.
Let's see. How can I
Just so viewers know, my goal is to have one MAGIK sketch for every set that Upper Deck or Marvel cards, I guess I should say, has done sketches. So starting in 97 all the way through, I want at least one of MAGIK for each set is what I'm working for, the binder.
Very nice. Let me go like this, and then nope. Make it this, and then make it me. There we go.
Oh, yes, sir. Wow. Matt, that is amazing.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that one. Charlie's awesome.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Charlie then, since we're just doing Charlies. This will be my second one. I was saving it towards the end because it's just so good. But,
oh, yeah. Yeah, like I said, now was that pack pulled or aftermarket?
Pack pulled.
Yeah, like I said, I know. So that's not even the one I've seen. So he did at least 3, because I've seen another one.
There's one on eBay, and it's inside of the guy's asking $2,000 for all 3, and has. Yeah, I know you almost spit up on.
I know, right? Well, it depends what the other 2 are, but I mean, his are up there.
They're good, but they've been up there for a while. MAGIK is the one I would want, and he's unwilling to break them up at this point. So,
good Lord.
But just such great stuff. I do have a Spider-Man from Cody as well, out of 2022 masterpieces.
Yeah, I think I've got about 7 of Charlie's. My favorite is a Wolverine. The lighting on it is just staggering.
Did you see the Rogue that I pulled? I pulled a Charlie Cody Rogue, and I sold it to our good friend Keith. Yeah, the hair's great. All right, Matt, you're up.
All right. Sorry, I was just looking to see if that other Charlie was in here, but
the Wolverine. Oh, that would be
not that set. All right. Again, I'm a big fan of fun, cartoony sketch cards. And I think my next 2 both fit that bill. Jay Foskett, very much known for his cartoony style. I'm a big fan, and I think this is just shows like it doesn't have to be hyper realistic to be a really great card. You know?
That is fun.
Jay is a published comic artist as well. I actually own one of his Deadpool covers.
That's cool.
Gotten some APs as well.
I love that. And what year is that of Dangerous Divas?
Yes, this is Dangerous Divas. So he did this in 10. I think the set came out in 11.
Okay.
And then, another one.
Oh, fine.
This is, Jason Meets. He did a lot with this sort of chibi-esque style. I call this somewhere between chibi and cartoony.
Right.
Again, just absolute beautiful pack inserted card.
That is so
fun, you know?
No doubt.
I'm just a big fan of these sort of, that's big. As Big Tuck said, these cute ones, you know, that really sort of sums it up. So, absolutely wonderful.
All right. So here we have, this is going to be 2011 Marvel Universe. Mr. Sinister in the background, which to me is an interesting choice. I'm not really familiar with the storyline that strongly connects to Mr. Sinister. I like it.
Well, he's always in the sort of the background, as a villain.
You have mutant DNA? All right, let me check you out.
Pretty much, I mean, he is in the House of X, Powers of X. Yeah. He is the one who created Rasputin, who is a hybrid of her and Colossus. And
what a confusing character whenever I saw it. You know, I was like, is this MAGIK? No, it's not MAGIK. It's not a sibling to MAGIK, but it's the DNA of MAGIK and Colossus. Oh, okay. So it's Madeline Pryor. But look, so what you're going to see in a number of these sketches is just me building the binder set. So it's, good art. It's a good sketch. Nothing wrong with it. Interesting what's happening with the soul sword here.
Yeah, a lot of people take interesting creative liberties with that, and I like it. I think to me it doesn't have to be the same sword every time or the same effects. And I
Yeah.
think this one's great. And
Well, and
Jake was just a workhorse in Rittenhouse.
when your ability is, your armor is what you need, like in the moment that you need, that's when she's fully under stress, she's all metal, right? It's interesting to say like the sword would kind of have that same type of effect, but with magic, kind of.
So, and I like that the metal arm is very much a homage to her brother. Like,
Yep. A little
very
similar
cool.
DNA.
All right. This is a Premiere 17 quad by an artist, Genevieve Broomall. And again, the
Yeah.
magic
Can
is
you zoom
really well
in?
done. What's that?
Can you zoom in?
Can I? Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Kitty Pryde's trying to steal the show, but the magic is
I
great.
know. This is one of those where I like the magic, but I actually do like the kitty on the back better.
Yeah.
And these two always have had a good relationship, so they're often
Uh-huh.
seen with each other. In fact, this trio with Lockie there as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a beautiful, beautiful premiere sketch.
yeah,
Take that, Pride.
yeah. When I pulled this one, I was like, "Hello, I'll take this."
That's pack
Yeah.
pulled.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep. Yeah. It's very rare. Like any quad that's not pack pulled will almost certainly be considered an aftermarket. I
Right.
only know of one artist who says because they did some last minute sketches, they were given a couple blank oversized.
Oh,
That was very common back in the Rittenhouse days, where
right.
if you did a last minute sec, they'd just hand you a whole bunch of extra cards.
They rewarded you for the effort. What a
Exactly.
novel idea.
Good old tops.
Ooh, I've
This
seen this one
is,
before.
yeah, this is one I ended up getting in a trade, and it is
Oh,
a
you
quad.
did trade for this.
Yes, yep, and
Oh, wow.
it was a quad achievement by Don Mark Noseda.
Yeah. The
I just
work
wanted
is
to say,
done sketch.
yeah,
There's peace in
just so
limbo.
yeah. And again,
That's
Don Mark has, again, some people are so focused on the hyper realism that
oh
when you
no.
get a more rough artist like Don, I think some people are turned off by that. And I think you're missing out on the opportunity to own great sketches if you
Yeah, I
only
think so,
focus.
but especially when you're dealing with an upper deck scan, you know, if there's a chance that the person, if they had it in hand, maybe would have had a greater appreciation, maybe not a greater value, but a greater appreciation. But the looseness is part of the creativity here. I love it.
No, I absolutely do as well.
Good stuff. So this one I'm actually really proud of, as silly as that sounds, but is a big accomplishment for me for the binder. This is the XL AP of Magic. And I haven't seen many APs for XL.
I think I've got two or three. Yeah,
So I'm happy to have it.
yeah, they were hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Ross Radke, I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, I know.
That's beautiful.
So this is,
I don't think I've even seen any of his pack insert. I'm gonna have to check them out.
yeah, check them out. Again, the thing for me is being able to put it in the binder and check that off and not have to mentally worry about it makes me very happy.
Yeah, in some ways, actually, I'd have to know how many were done, but I mean,
Mhm.
the difficulty of MMXL is probably up there with Premiere. Not Premiere Platinum.
Platinum,
Uh,
yeah. You talking
they're
about the pull in sketches? Yeah, it really is surprising how hard those were to pull, and I do think the APs were pretty much held by not as many artists. I guess is what I'm saying. So happy to get it. Whoa, I like this.
Yep. So this is Chris Foreman.
Mhm.
Again, I sort of gave him this. I had four of his APs, and I said chibi style, and I just like this take. Um, Again, I think when you go to chibi, Like, I think some people might look at this and be like, well, why only 4 fingers? Like, this is cheating. Who
It's cheating.
cares, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, come on.
Yeah,
And just
it's not
again,
supposed to be realism. Yeah.
no, again, to me, what really stands out though is you've got the white over this wonderful background pattern of the two different style
Mhm.
splotches there and the orange going through.
Yeah.
Just really makes it spot. And there's that Chris Foreman on the paper signature that reminded me of that first or second one you showed.
Yeah. So it's
Um,
funny, when I was a kid, I used to, when I would draw, and even when I would doodle in class, I would do my name over a scroll like that. But I learned it from Todd McFarlane.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Todd did that all the time.
And then what do we have next?
Ooh, Toma
So,
magic. I've never
yep,
seen one before.
I've got a couple. Actually, I've got three, I think. And this one is
Wow.
probably my favorite, just more for its
Yeah.
simplicity.
And the
And
hand
it's a
coming at
great
you.
example of his pastel colors. So,
And the green eyes. Come on, Matt.
yep,
what,
get that
a,
variety.
what a beautiful sketch.
Very happy with that one. All right.
Congratulations. All right, here we go. The next one here. This is an AP from Allegiance, which I like a lot.
Nice.
Great. Paul, is
So
that right?
nice.
Paul Eason. Eason.
Not familiar with them either. Really like that though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did a great job.
Yeah, Allegiance. Yeah. So which one? Which Allegiance is this? X-Men, or is this one of the different ones?
This is going to be Infinity Trilogy.
Infinity. That's one I didn't get many sketches at all from that one.
Yeah, whenever it became apparent to me that that we just didn't know what was actually going to come out and what Upper Deck was or wasn't going to cancel, I just went on a hunt for APs for all of them upcoming sets, which have now been all released, right? That is going to be released that we know of. Just because I didn't want a card stock to exist in the world, that I didn't have one of Magic, even if it wasn't released.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly. And there are one or two. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had to get it. There was your second, right?
That was.
All
Ooh,
right.
very
Yep.
nice.
And this is if you got Adam at OAX, maybe you got something from his wife as well. This is Allison Sohn.
I wished.
And Allison was just an absolute beast on some of these sets. And this version of Magic, I absolutely love. I was thrilled to be able to grab this one. Just
Yeah, I generally stay away from anything that has the pentagram on it, just for personal reasons,
Yep.
as you can imagine. But I mean, I know it doesn't really mean anything to Magic. It's a style, it's an art thing here. But this is really good.
And now, I don't want to get too into this. So,
Yeah.
isn't the pentagram sort of evil when it's upside down? Isn't that its representation?
I mean, it's supposed to represent a goat with horns, which is more of a demonic, evil.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
TIL.
When it's turned up,
When it's upside down. Okay.
that is when it's more evil. To your point, this is she for whatever reason she chose not to do that here. But
Right.
I like this.
Yeah, but everything about this, what I absolutely love about this, again, this is silly, but just those little colors really make the horns pop
It
out.
does.
Just
Good
so
job.
good. And this is Dre.
Wow. Dre holding out on me. Goodness.
This is an AP I had. This was for 2020, so I probably commissioned this in late 18 is probably when this was announced and available.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and just again the light, the way the lighting sort of cuts through the dark that you see up here from the sword, and just the little demonic goblins hiding in the background.
They have to do what she says. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
All right. I'm excited to share this next one with you. And unfortunately, I will not be able to tell you who the artist is. I'd have to look it up on Facebook, because I didn't get it directly from the artist. I got it through their agent.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Just
Isn't that great?
I would, my first instinct is to call it a fuzzy style, but it just works.
Well, the artist is a painter, and this was their first ever work on Marvel cards. And this card stock is really thin, and they it is fuzzy, but you could tell they had to fight to get this to work.
What a shame that this artist obviously did pack inserted cards that will never be seen.
That will never be seen. Exactly. And then that's the signature, so I can't help you.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I have Facebook pulled up. While you're showing yours in a second, I will look up the name. I'll attempt to.
So beautiful.
But I love it. All right, and then the next one, oh yeah, I got this from you. This is one of my binder fillers.
Oh, yep, okay.
You remember that one?
I do.
Fernando Pinto?
Yep.
I never actually spent time looking at the back of this. That's a cool back.
The annual stocks are always nice with what they put on the back of them, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm going to look up that artist while you do your next one.
Sure, absolutely. So this one's a little saucy.
It's a little saucy, but definitely see where the reference is.
Yep, definitely got that Anna Joy Taylor vibe. So this is Fabian Quintero. Yeah, just great. And I sort of always love this. It's that old style photo thing where they do the dual exposures.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
That's a good style. A little cheeky.
Yeah. Literally a little cheeky. And Rhiannon in here from Premiere 21 or 23, I guess it was called in the end.
I'm still waiting on 2 Rhiannons.
Again, just I love this trio, Kitty, Magic, and Lockheed. Just
that's good.
Classic.
Coming through the wall like that, that's good stuff.
Yeah, everything about this I love. Yeah, and it did a great job. Any luck on the artist? I just realized I tore through my 2 in no time.
We'll just have to come back to that another day. And next one here, let's see, I got 2. Yeah. So this is going to be X-Men Metal Sketch.
Oh, yep, great for Patrick.
Mm-hmm. I like this. I like the X on the shoulders. And then this is my one I keep in my masterpiece binder spot.
John Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've got these spots filled. Are you ever looking to, and this isn't a slight on the cards by any stretch, but are you ever looking to upgrade?
Financially, not at the moment. Right now, I'm looking to fill empty holes.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I guess it would be, so I'm really not answering that well. So I'm not looking to fill them. No. I have my binder set of my master collection, which includes a spot for sketches of sets. I'm looking to fill those holes. And then I have a separate binder, which includes my favorite sketch cards.
Gotcha.
There are exceptions. The master collection sketch it goes in the binder for the master set first, but there is a chance if I ever replace it, then the favorite sketch goes into the favorite sketch binder.
Gotcha.
Makes sense. And so, yeah, ideally, if I have a favorite sketch in the master set, I will move it over. There's a few that will never happen, which we'll see in a little bit, but yeah.
Very cool.
That's my 2.
Alrighty, back to here. There we go. I've got a couple from PJ, so I had to pick one. I like this. It's just sort of almost like casual.
Oh, I see the goblins. It took a minute. Yeah, I didn't see them, but now I do.
Hiding in the background. There's a couple of them. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just awesome. And she's like, look, it's goblins. I'm in limbo. Who cares? You know.
Right. That is awesome. Good
Just an
job,
interesting
PJ.
contrast there.
Is his commissions
Almost like a
full?
selfie. What's that?
Is his commission spot sold out for OAX?
I don't know. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Um, but it's certainly worth looking at. It should still
Yeah.
be on the OAX page if
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
available.
look.
And then, so this is an artist, Yassim Asrar.
Ooh,
Absolutely love her Chibi style work.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
It's a bat
and
sword.
she's done just a lot of these, and I've grabbed a lot of her work, just in general because I really like what she did. Um, and again, I'm not sure if they're related to Mahmoud Asrar. If Kasser's here, he can probably tell us because he knows all this stuff. But again, sometimes these cartoony ones just hit, and I've got to grab
Yeah,
them. This is a perfect example.
that one hits just right.
Yep.
All right. Again, here are two binder sketches. I'm gonna pull them both out at the same time. I like this one.
Love the watercolor style work there. I'm assuming it's watercolor.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't think it's marker. I don't think it's marker.
Oh, Ajay. All right.
And I love this one. This is one that if I could get another 2019 flare, it would move over into my favorite sketch binder.
That's
I think
nice.
it's so good. Very happy to pick that one up. Sherwin, Santiago,
Very, very cool.
great stuff.
Michael Locodacteron.
Oh, look at the lips and the eyes on that one.
Yeah. I mean, this is what he calls, the style's called sugar boogers.
Sugar boogers, no nose.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And I fell in love with Duran back in the Lord of the Rings sets. He did some awesome work. And then when I made the transition over to Marvel, I was super thrilled to see that he's done a lot of work. He had a stretch, which is unfortunate, that a lot of his stuff got rejected. There was this phase where the guy at Disney just didn't like cartoony styles and rejected some artists outright. And Michael fell into that, which is an absolute shame.
That's got to be painful.
Yeah. There were a lot of artists who got rejected at one stretch, and it just made no sense to me as a collector.
Right.
But it happens. So I put this one.
Okay.
This is a hard to find costume. So this is Joe Marbolda. I only have 2 of this costume, and both I had to commission. This is from the Hellfire Gala timing, when they did they brought this whole concept of high fashion to Krakoa, where they did these annual galas, and they always did different costumes, and I really like this one for MAGIK. And yeah.
That's insane. I have a Joe Marvel shirt later, and I have a commission I did to get a particular style that I didn't think I'd ever get as well. And so, that's insane.
Yeah, the different costumes are always fun when you get at them.
So this is right now. This is one that is in the binder for 2022 Marvel Masterpieces. And the reason I picked this up is I wanted to have a sketch that as close as I could get it to match Dan's suit. It's not perfect, but to get the New Mutant suit. Yeah, you just look over your shoulder and see the original art there, Matt, just to check it out. It's not perfect, but that would be ideal if I could get a sketch, and maybe I need to AP one, but I'd like to get one that matches the outfit. Make sense? And then this is the next one. Yeah. And this is I believe this is 2018.
Yep.
Yeah. It's my 2018 binder sketch. Like big sword. Can't go wrong with that.
Just beautiful colors. And again, the sword takes up a lot of real estate, but it really just sums up the character that way.
It does.
So
Ooh, that is
this
nice.
one is artist John Hughes,
Yeah,
who
John.
did a lot of
Wait,
Rittenhouse.
that's a different style for John.
Yeah, yep. So this was, I reached out to him. Oh God, when did I get this? I probably got this right around COVID 2019, 2020. And
Hmm.
I reached out to him and said, "Hey, do you have any pieces?" Like, "Yeah, I do, but I haven't drawn in a while." He stopped doing sketch cards. He is a full time minister, but he's like, "Yeah, I'll do some." He's like, "If you want them all, I'll do them, and then that'll totally get me out of sketch cards." So I had him do a whole run of New Mutants for me,
Wow.
um, and it was great because I had certain ideas for some, and he's like, "Well, what if we do this?" And it was a great back and forth process. I felt just getting his take as an artist for what he thought would work visually, and he just killed them.
I'm in love with this, Matt, partially
Yeah,
because no, it's just great art, right? Great design. But the design that I really like for this is like the reverse of the portal.
yeah,
Typically the typically the portal's bigger than her and she's coming through it. And this way, like the portal's actually small and she's peeking through it.
yeah,
And that is really cool.
yeah. I was super happy to just have hit him up at the right time.
He's like,
Sometimes
I'm not
that's what
sure.
it is with APs. It's timing, like you said with Charlie, right? You just have to, every 6 months you set the timer and you're like,
Yep, yep,
"What now? How about
exactly.
now?"
Follow up is everything.
Yep. And this is one you synced me up with,
I did.
Eric Grove, who was just an absolute delight to meet as well. And it just, again, simple face shot, beautiful background here with the speckling,
Hmm.
uh, white outline to help, shell outline to help set it apart. Just simple, but absolutely beautiful. That's
Just
about
he
all I can
killed it.
say.
He just his take here where it's like almost more realistic in a way, not realism, but realistic here is really, really good.
Yeah, love it.
Of course, his uh you see David Finch all in his art because that's who trains him.
Yep.
You know this
Oh,
one.
Shara, yeah.
Shara. This sat on eBay for a long time. I really needed a 2013 Women of Marvel. And the infamous Sketchopolis is was the owner of the two of these. You see, there's 200 that he did. He numbered them, and we finally worked out a deal for me to pick up one of them. And it was actually hard to choose between the two, but I eventually went with this one. I do like it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Jeff has a ridiculous amount of beautiful sketch cards.
He does. I believe I got this one from you, Matt.
Morales, yeah.
Again, this is I can't. I think I did. I think I got this from you, but def
Yeah.
desperately needed a Marvel Now sketch.
That's
Fit
another
in
one that
mine.
can be a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Now.
And to
Yeah,
get a pack inserted is even better.
pack inserted, and that this is now. What's interesting is I've only ever opened a one box of Marvel Now, and I pulled a sketch, a printing plate, and a hologram all in one box.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
like
good
the
set.
three. Yeah, that you have the hand numbered out of tens, which are the big hits, but that was an amazing box. None of them were characters I collect. One of them was um, Black Bolt, which I gave to Matt DiTilio. The other one was, ooh, what a sketch. Ooh, you took me off track.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
No, you're good. The sketch was Spider Man, which I kept, obviously, and the hologram was Thing, which I still have somewhere. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. So Alcione de Silva is another one who did some absolutely amazing, amazing work on X-Men Metal. And I'm trying to remember. I think, is
That
this
is
the
beautiful.
one you traded a Phoenix to me for the Nathan Nelsons?
I did.
Is it just,
This is Alcyon is our first ever sketch trade that no, it's not.
yep.
You got a Bishop from me one time, but all that's to say is, yes, exactly, same artist.
And again, the way he did, again, that watercolor look here with the white coming off of it, and even down here, I like how he dragged it down here as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely
so
love
good.
that.
That face is beautiful.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
Uh,
somebody's in
yeah,
trouble.
the Dark Child style, Eric McConnell. Oh yeah, this time he did it the evil way, which sort of matches with this costume, I suppose, with the Dark
Yeah,
Child.
yeah. The Dark Child is like it's full limbo.
Yeah, yeah, the golem with the red tail and everything, you know.
Mhm.
Anyways, I like it. Very evil. Enough said.
Enough said. There's a funny story. Matt knows the story because he's a part of it. But I wake up at like literally 4:35 a.m. on a Saturday morning to a message saying, "Hey, I have 10 Magic sketch cards. Will somebody help me price them?" Which, full disclosure, I always find that really odd. Okay. It reminds me of the guy that reached out one time and said, "Hey, I have the largest Thanos collection in the world. Can you help me price them?" I'm like, "You are the leading expert on Thanos.
Yep.
You bought all these cards. No one knows the market like you. Why would you ever think you need me to help you price them?" And here's what that means most of the time. It means, "Hey, I really am asking, can you help me sell them?"
Right.
And so I reached out. I was like, "Look, absolutely happy to do it. Here's eBay sales from anywhere from $75 to $250. It depends on the artist and really if more than one collector's chasing at the same time, right?" And anyways, we came to an agreement for 10 of them for $1,000, just all at once. It was Black Friday. That's what it was. It wasn't Saturday. It was Black Friday because I went golfing with my daughter and her boyfriend. And I was like, "I'll send you the money." And they were like, "Well, I'd rather post it on eBay and then you just buy it from me because it does all the stuff I need on my end because it was coming from the UK." And I never heard of that before, but they seemed to know what they were talking about. So I'm golfing. We do our first nine. We at the turn, we go to the bathroom. I come out to check my phone, and they were like, "Did you buy it?" I was like, "No, I didn't know you posted it." They're like, "Oh, I should have told you before I put it up there." How did Matt see a UK listing on Black Friday at 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m.? I'll never know. But our friend Matt here instant bought it. That I didn't know it was Matt. I was like devastated, ruined my morning, thinking I'm not in this 10 cards where 5 of the cards I'm missing from my binder. And if you know 2011 Dangerous Divas. Anyways, all that's to say is the guy canceled it, only to then reveal later. Matt, did you reveal it to me or him? I can't remember. Somehow
Right.
found out it was Matt, and I was like, "Oh, that's horrible." When you have 2 friends who are trying after something like this. So,
Yeah.
anyways, long story short, that's where this one came from.
Yeah. No, at first I was mad at the seller. I'm like, what are you doing canceling it? Because I'm thinking, oh, they just thought they got more. And then I looked and you had already posted something on Discord and it's like, oh, it's Justin. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so he canceled the eBay listing, reposted it. I then bought it. He reposted it for more than we agreed on. It ended up costing me like $1,200.
Oh,
Anyway,
I didn't
it was
even
a whole thing.
realize that.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
a whole
wow.
thing. It was a whole thing. But it all worked out for everybody. We're good. We're good.
Oh, I
And
love
this one
that
I
one.
got from you.
Yep.
I got
You know what's amazing to me?
uh-huh.
And again, maybe just because I'm old, how do you remember all this stuff about where you got it? Like every one of these, you know the story as soon as you pull it. I couldn't tell you where I got 1% of mine.
It's part of the beauty of this hobby for me is the moments and memories. So I think that's what it is. Like I'll never forget you and me at OAX. Somebody comes in, offers to buy all your stuff, which was an incredible move you didn't expect. You're I'm like, "Oh wow, here are all the magic sketches in person right here. I can buy
There.
them." And you're like, "Hurry up, hurry up." Don't
Yeah, this guy wants them all.
I want them all. But he can't see you that I wasn't cherry picking them, but it could be perceived as that,
Oh
right?
yeah, because no, because but you and I had already discussed it, so
Exactly.
it was like, all right, we're gonna do this, and you walked away, and then all of a sudden this guy shows up, and he's like, gimme.
So I didn't want to ruin what was happening there for you, but I also didn't want to miss what was happening for me. And it's just a wonderful memory that I carry with me now. And these cards are associated with it.
Well, and you're also in a very service-oriented career, so I
Yeah.
think you probably have to remember people much more than I do, being
I
a guy.
do, but I wish I could remember artists like you do, like the names, like
Yeah,
just to be able to draw them up, see the image, and associate the names.
that's true.
It's just our wiring, the way we're wired.
Selective memory.
Uh huh. Exactly. All right, you're up.
That was number 2. All right. Well, now that you've pointed it out, now I can't unsee it.
Oh, the eyes.
No, the pentagram.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I cannot unsee it now.
Well, but in fairness, there's a story being told here. Like,
Yeah.
I tried to give you nice magic, and you wouldn't back off, so now you're going to get.
There you go. Yeah.
What a
So
beautiful, beautiful sketch.
Yeah, Women of Marvel had a ton of dual panel cards, puzzles, and Jeff Conford did some absolutely amazing ones. Now this is nice. You can actually see the text. Let me zoom it in. You can actually see the paint texture on the sword, which I absolutely love.
They clearly taped them down side by side and just went to town.
Yeah.
That is amazing, Matt.
Absolutely love this one.
That's 2013?
Yes. Yep, Women of Marvel 2. Yep.
The armor looks good too. Ooh, goodness.
So yeah, this is actually my first commission from Marlo Martos. So I had picked up a few of his sketches. I think Marvel 80th was his first sketch set. So I asked him for some commissions. He actually sent some of them in. He did custom boxes for them.
Yeah.
Which
the boxes are amazing.
Surprising. Marlo, with my last AP order, let me do this real quick. No, I want to do this, and then me. For my last order of APs, he actually created a custom book
Matt Fuller collection
of all the sketch cards he had done for me with the pencils, inks, and full colors. I mean, you want to talk about an artist who goes above and beyond.
Unbelievable. He absolutely does. It's a treat just to receive the item that you've ordered. But man, talk about taking care of your number one customer. That is awesome.
And this was funny though, because these cards were actually named even on the APs. So I don't know. Let's see if we can see it down.
Don't tell me that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but this one I think was a Namor originally. I'm trying to remember where it was, but he covered it up pretty nicely.
Good for him.
I was like, I don't want Namor. No,
we don't need a Namor.
No, thank you.
That's another need, Marvel 80th. What a great set. I wish I was around for.
Yeah, and I mean the problem with Marvel 80th is you needed to get an AP because she wasn't named on any of the cards.
Yeah, so. I have an example of something like that I'm really excited to share in a minute.
Excellent. Except not like that.
No, we don't want that. All right. Again, this is another of that batch of 10 that I'm talking about. Again, there she is with Mr. Sinister. So that's twice.
Yeah, right. He's always creeping on her.
But it's interesting to get it on the heroes and villains here. Like it. Hero, villain.
And is her armored arm a different one this time? Is it a right instead of a left?
It is.
I guess no. Actually, it looks like she's wearing armor the way it's banded.
Wearing armor, like a chest plate thing.
Okay. That's
definitely cool. Different take on the outfit.
Darren always does really nice stuff. Ooh, what is that?
I like this one a lot. This is a binder set for Midnight Suns. Got a lot going on the shoulder there, but it's all right.
And pack inserted too.
Pack inserted, yes.
Very cool.
Tim,
all right.
Tim sometimes can knock it out of the park.
Tim is awesome.
Yep, good stuff.
All right, so this is.
I like that. Man.
Yep, I like the costume. I'm a big fan of the artist. So
is this Avengers versus X-Men?
Yes. Yeah, I believe. Actually, it's up at the top, isn't it? No, it's Infinity Trilogy, actually.
Oh, I already have an Infinity Trilogy.
Yep. So this guy, he goes by Rypex now, but he did sketch cards for Rittenhouse under Ryan Orozco.
That is so good. That is so good. I love that.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite outfits for Magic.
Yeah.
Because it's just a wholesome look for her, you know?
I'm behind on the comments, so I think we're missing them.
You're good.
Derpa,
you're good.
Welcome.
Derpa, yeah.
So I'm sure you know who this one is. Basically.
Tony. I need a Tony Perna Magic.
Yep. So this one, I said, Magic and Kitty in limbo, and that was pretty much the only instruction. And I mean, he went over and beyond.
Can you zoom in if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah. So not only just on her, but I mean, look at all the detail.
Everything. I mean, Tony painstakingly draws blades of grass. Like, look at the different faces in all of that. Oh, the souls that are like they're trapped.
Yeah, I mean, even right here, this face not doing too good.
There's multiple ones like that, and then the cocoons.
Yep.
And they're coming out of the portal, ready to just take them out. All that is, and you can see the demon she's shooting at. Oh man, Matt.
Yeah. Tony killed it. No block heat.
When he takes his focus off of feet and really just sketches, it's amazing what he can do.
Yeah, it's just love that one.
You showed 3, but I love this.
Oh, did it? All right, well,
that's okay. Let's show it.
Sneak preview.
All right, here is my Dark Child.
Oh wow, that's full Dark Child. I love it.
Yeah, this is I told him, I was like, on this Rogues Gallery stock, which is a villain stock, if you're not familiar. The set never got released, but it's Villains Rogue Gallery. I was like, well, I need her in her more villain-esque style. And they went full Dark Child. It's almost like if Magic took on the Carnage symbiote.
That's wild.
Yeah. Again from Brian.
And you showed he was either your first or second, right, at PSC.
Yes, he's the one who did the he did the PSC of Magic here.
Yeah, Brian Malczewski.
That one.
Turbo with the goal. So good. It's great to see the 2 different versions and how different the same character can be.
And there'll be a third here in a minute. But yeah, that's nice. Cool. And it's my version.
That's a nice one.
It really is. And this is
premiere. Is that the new one, 23? 20.
This is it. Yeah. So I had this one, but I got a pack inserted one I'm showing a little bit.
Nice.
Which is cool. But
just his colors are always so vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like you say, you mentioned this earlier, he's one of those where on Upper Deck E-Pack, I mean, you can see the general beauty of his cards, but you never see the full vibrancy.
Oh, no, you don't. While I'm sitting here, I've been needing the top loader for this. Put it in there now.
All right.
Yeah. So
back to the sneak preview. This is Oliver Castaneda, who goes by Biscuitos. And again, this more modern gold costume with the fancy line work on the sword. Just love everything about this.
Can you shop in my sketches and I shop in your sketches?
It's so fun.
That is so good. I love that, Matt.
Love that one. And then this is Paula Sue. I think this was the only set.
Ooh. Whoa.
Yeah. She's
that is
got
insane.
This great hybrid anime quality.
Wait, she's a packing. She is on the checklist for Black Diamond?
She is, yes.
Man.
Yep. I got this AP directly from her. Yep.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, super happy with that. I got this one and I got a Danny.
It's got a I Dream of Jeannie. Is that the style I'm thinking of?
I like that, yeah. All right. And just, again, real simple as far as the little extra stuff she put in, but it really fits the style and just makes it pop.
It is so good. Yeah, what's the artist name? I'm thinking the same thing.
Paula Sue, HSU. Very happy with that.
Yeah, that is so good, man. Good eye on that one. Right there's
Marlo.
And I love the classic outfit. Sword here looks great. This is one I got an AP from him to fill the binder spot because it's a Fleer throwback from EPAC.
So good. Marlowe's just amazing.
But you know, we've talked about the background a lot. You get to do some fun stuff with Magic.
And Marlowe just, in fact, he just this morning sent me some ink work that he'd done for a bunch of APs that are next to my queue. So,
Ooh,
oh my
man.
he's just he's the best and the absolute nicest guy.
Yeah, definitely was great to work with. And then
Oh
Joe
yeah,
Moore.
wow, that is stunning.
Isn't it great? Your Dark Child's amazing too. But this is I'm happy to have this one and the cardstock. Happy it's on anime too.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. Love it. Thank you.
Shomar, so good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here, go to the next one first. There we go. There's another one from anime. One of those artists that I saw, and I was like, I need to have some stuff. Yep.
Man.
So this is Emily Vo, V-O. And again, her chibi style, absolutely wonderful. Again, if we zoom in, you can see it's painted.
Yeah.
And I love when you can see the detail and the
you just see the cardstock peeling off.
You can see the layers, you know, and just
that is great stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that you showed that. Okay, let's go.
We're in the home stretch, so I've only got 4 left after this. So I did put the best ones towards the end.
Okay. All right. That's not even the best ones, guys.
Yeah, right. I don't believe this is an AP. I think this is pack inserted.
It looks pack inserted.
Yeah. I usually, if it's an AP, I would have after the number, I would put AP. That's how I notice myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
congratulations on that one.
I mean, what can you say, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a number of things about that. Obviously, it's Magic. Obviously, it's pack inserted. But when you realize how many other collectors are going after Fred Ian at the level that they do when it's pack inserted, for you to have that, I think, is really amazing.
Well, that's one of those where it wasn't research, it wasn't relationships. That one was just flat out money.
Money, yeah, and sometimes you take that.
You want this big old pile of cash.
I am so happy to have this. This is an Iron Man 2 sketch, and this is one I thought is going to be the hardest to feel for the binder because it's Iron Man 2. But so happy to see that one.
Now, who's the artist?
The artist on this one, can you read it? Brent.
Is it Brett or Brent?
B-R-E-N-T, Brent.
All right, so that's either it doesn't look like Brent Engstrom, so I'm guessing it's Brent Schoonover.
I like it though. It's interesting to have the helmet horns, you know.
Yeah, and again, I love when there's all this stuff you don't see very often.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to remember this demon's name.
Siam.
Siam. Yeah. It doesn't read that way. How's it spelled? S-Y?
S''Y''M.
S''Y''M. Yeah.
The monster, right? Not the artist.
Yeah, not.
Okay, just making sure. Yeah, because he was there, the original, and he's always chased around, and Jason.
He's like, exactly. He's always a thorn in Magic's side. Good stuff.
That's just a beautiful card.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. So this is artist Yin Chan. This one took a while to get, but more than worth the wait.
Totally worth the wait.
And you got the chibi style, and again, you got like the detail background. You've got the sort of lighting there. Just
it's like a spotlight out of the AP symbol.
Yeah.
That's too much fun.
Yep. Down here, you've got a couple of skulls. I mean,
oh man, what a blast!
Yeah, just the total chibi style there. Yep.
Good job.
3 more to go. So there's my Liddy.
Come on. Wow, man.
Let's get some of these comments in here. I mean, you can't go wrong with Liddy. She does wonderful work. So happy to see she finally got cards, base set cards.
That is unbelievable, dude.
And then let's see what this is.
What card stock is that?
This is Masterpieces 20. Yep. Understand. Struggle to know when something is pack pulled. So, yeah, so pack pulled would just be it's on official stock and doesn't have AP, and the artist is on the set. There are some cards where some artists who are commissioned to do the work don't do the work, and they keep what's supposed to be a pack inserted card, and they either work on it themselves or they just sell it, and someone else does the work on it. That's what an aftermarket would be.
You got to be about 10 levels deep into the hobby to really get it. Okay, let's keep going. Who do you think that is?
That's Pixie.
Pixie. Okay.
Would be my guess based on the hair.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's interesting, just the different. I just don't remember Pixie having a sword, but.
Or is it Blink then? No, it shouldn't be Blink because Blink doesn't have a sword. She has the daggers, so I'm pretty sure it's Pixie.
Yeah.
And yeah, she does have some armor like that. Jerpa confirms.
Mm-hmm. But I do like the magic.
Yeah, and that's Heroes and Villains, right? Yeah.
Yep, and here's a lightsaber duel.
Nice. Oh, I know who that is. Cat Larange.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is so good.
Love
barely
that.
find it. Like, barely. Interesting. But.
So good. Just her colors are absolutely wonderful. Mm-hmm. She's got a very Disney-esque style.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
All right, my final two. So
ooh,
I had to have a bill in there.
Yeah, you got that one.
Yeah. So this is Masterpieces 22. So this is an aftermarket. Bill was not on the set, but I had it commissioned by him. And you'll see up here, you'll see this is how I denote them. So I put it, so even if I croak and my kids are going through, it says aftermarket in the title.
Well, I mean, he painted in 1924, so.
Oh my God! I didn't even notice he wrote 1924.
it says 2024, but it looks like
no. It is. You're right. Oh my God!
It looks like 1924, but it's 2024.
I can't unsee that now. Oh no!
It's an amazing sketch. I love it so much.
Yeah, I was so happy to get these, and this is why people talk about aftermarkets. They're bad and all that. I'm like, yeah, but
this doesn't exist without it. Yeah. So, unbelievable.
And he did the final one that Justin himself had every role in getting for me is the Dando Santos. I know.
This one will make you emotional, man, just looking at it. Look at the cheek, look at the neck bones and the eyes, face.
So good.
And viewers, you're out there, you have to hold it in hand. Like, this is beautiful, but to hold it in hand is just a whole nother element.
Yeah. I mean, this is, so the quick story for anyone who doesn't know is this was going up and Justin and I had talked, so he knew I was after this. And I believe I was driving back from Heroes Con, maybe, right? I was driving back from somewhere.
I called you because you have the original art.
Yep.
And when you have a friend that has the original art, the way I kind of views it, that everything revolves around that in a sense, right? From a friend to collector standpoint. And I called and said, hey, it's coming up. I don't want to go after it if you're going after it. And you said, I'm going after it, but I have a certain number that I'm for it. But you said, I think I'm going to miss it because I'm driving, and it's speed to internet signal connection, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, how about this? If it's your budget or below a lower, and I claim it, it's yours. But if it exceeds your budget, because I had a number I was willing to go higher, that's a beautiful piece. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I said, if you have a number, if it goes higher than that number, then I'll take it. And you were like, done. And like, the fact that I even was able to claim it was a miracle.
Right. I mean, I think you claimed it, and within the next 15 seconds, two other people had claimed it after you.
It was an instant. It was an instant sale. It was just. It was the graciousness of the internet speed at the moment, and but to torture me, Dan mailed it to me first. so, but I was honored to even get to hold it in hand, and it's in. Here's the reality. It couldn't be in a better collection of sketch cards, Matt. You just what you mean to Marvel sketch cards. Is so much to the way you give advice to people and help people, including me. For you to have such a special sketch, and you can't see the back of it, but Dan numbers them in gold, and it's number 1 of 15, so it's the Alpha AP as well. And my only hope is that Dan paints a Danny, and I can pay him for it, and maybe you'll trade it.
I mean, there's always a chance you could potentially influence him because this is the Dark Child version. Maybe you do a more custom version.
That's a great point. That's a great point. No, but congratulations. That is,
thank
if
you.
that's not one of the best sketches in your entire collection, it's got to be in the top 5.
That's why I saved it for last. Absolutely. And what's funny is I don't know that Dan actually knows you got it for me.
Oh, he does.
We were on. Does he? Oh.
Yeah, he still likes to call it my sketch, and I don't know why. Just
because we were on the stream with Noel, and he's like, "Oh, that reminds me of your Magic sketch, Justin." And I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah. He likes to torture me with it, but no, he knows for sure.
All right, let's get this over here. All right.
Okay, so I still have these and these to go through. So
yeah, let's do it.
We'll be a little more.
You brought a lot more than 50, I see. Okay.
I did. I kept buying after.
That's all good. Love Adam Cleveland.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Oh, Butch Mappa. You know I love Butch Mappa.
I do.
He did that whole series where he wrote the name on the card.
And he wrote Ileana, too, not Magic. That's kind of cool.
Oh, Danielle.
Yeah, that's fun. It's the Dark Child.
She does wonderful cartoony work.
This one's nice.
That's your second Dos Santos, I believe, too, from that set. Oh, Rhiannon.
Yep.
Rhiannon just does such good female characters.
Mm-hmm. I got that one from you.
Braga? I'm trying to remember. Manuel Braga, I think, probably.
Yep, Braga. And I got this one from you as well.
Yep.
Fills my anime spot in the binder, thankfully. And that finishes that column off. And then, tell you what, we'll take a break from these, and I'm going to show these.
Oh, yeah.
I think I probably should do this maybe for a second.
Just kind of scroll it up through it.
Trying to get. Don't know how that actually even looks like that, but.
That's so good.
But the back is my favorite.
Yeah. Oliver just does such amazing work. He was just an absolute. For anyone who doesn't know, Visquitose is how he's on EPAC sometimes, and then he's also under Oliver Castaneda.
This one's fun.
Oh, Vincente Moavero, yep.
Yeah. I showed
this. It's an interesting version of the team because you get Magic, Wolfsbane, Danny, Cannonball. I'm wondering who the 1/2 is, though. If it's Cypher or I'm trying to think who would fit. Maybe not Roberto.
I'm saying it's not Roberto?
No. Well, Roberto's Brazilian, so he's typically drawn a little bit darker.
Got you.
Just love
that. Yeah.
It's always nice when they do a team shot and they do like a different take on the back. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, wow. I love that panel on the right.
Yeah. It's very good.
Very just stylized, but just so perfect for that character.
So my goal was to get a version, single, double, triple, quad.
Okay.
I need a 5-panel. I need a 5x7 now. Let me show you one more here.
So some of the bigger ones from like 2012 and 2014 are probably a challenge, right?
Well, this was just for this release of Premiere.
Okay.
I haven't.
Gotcha.
I wasn't going to do it, but then I got a few of them, and I was like, well, I might as well finish.
Nice.
You know
Gotta
how
love
we are.
Santa.
We make our own rules as we go. But
Exactly.
so I was telling you earlier that, you know, Magic is not in on the base set checklist for Premiere, and the way Premiere works for those who are watching. The sketch cards are of the base set characters and they're named. So there's a Colossus base card, so there's a Colossus card, and you have Colossus on the back. So to get a Magic when she's not on the base set on a single trading card size card for Premiere was going to be a challenge. That's pack pooled. This one is pack pooled, and it's great. So it's a Magic card. Colossus just happens to be on it.
It's a great combination there.
Yep.
And Santa, I mean, Santa does wonderful cards all around, but typically her female characters are done so well.
Take this out. That's not a great looking top loader. So this is a set that'll never be released, EX Century, or EX. But there were APs that got out there and got approved.
Jason's awesome.
Yeah. And you see it's see-through acetate.
Jason Christener for anybody who wants to look up his work.
I got this one from you, Matt.
Yep. It's Randy Monsis.
All right. So
oh yeah.
This one is interesting because I went in heavy on EPAC on masterpieces, and I pulled. I think you have it now, Matt. Was it Scarlet Witch?
It was one of those. Yeah, we shredded a couple, but I think it was Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, so I pulled Scarlet Witch, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this art!" And so I started chasing her on EPAC, only to discover that it was Matt's second favorite artist. But so, anyways, Matt very graciously let go of this Magic, which I'm super honored to have sent to me. And then I found this one on eBay and bought it because it's the matching pair. They go together.
In theory, you would think there are probably 3 more out there to make the full Phoenix 5, but
I haven't seen them. And I've looked on her Instagram and Facebook page, and she's posted most of them. But they're...
It's not required. I was just in my head hoping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Kat I've loved since the early Rittenhouse days where she did some great work, and she's only gotten better.
She's one of those that I can tell that they're a professional when I look at it.
Yeah, hers always look like Disney animation cells with coloring.
Exactly. Disney animation is exactly what I was thinking.
Yep, her and Tansa is another one who I put in that category.
Yeah. So what I really would like is to get there's a Ghost Spider, but it's expensive on ComC to go with Spidey, and then that'll give me like these little pairings, you know. It's kind of what I was thinking. But right now, this was kind of a triplet to go with Thor.
A little Asgardian vibe,
yeah. But fun stuff. And then that Charlie, I got this one from Matt.
Esad Ribic.
A little heavy-eyed, but happy to have it.
Call that the JD Vance subset.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry.
All right. I like this one a lot.
Good old Ray.
Yep. Back in the day, Ray. This one's a lot of fun. Look at that.
Yeah. Jumper points out on the east side, you very rarely see like the handle of the sword because she's obviously holding it upside down there. So that was sort of cool.
That's cool.
Show me the front of that one. Sorry, yeah. So this is actually usually when he draws mutants, Ernest has like broken sentinels in the background. So this is one of the first I've seen from him where he's just got a colored background.
Yeah, I like it. is an artist that loves to do magic.
Oh yeah. Jeez. Yeah, that speckled background.
Hmm.
That's almost got to be an airbrush, right? Just looking at the tones there and the different shades.
Yeah, like how it bleeds on top of each other like that.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose it could be alcohol-based markers, but it almost looks speckled.
Hmm.
Love that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how he got such big strokes. If it wasn't paintbrush, I don't know. I got this one from you as well, Matt.
Soriano.
Hmm. He did not sign it on the back.
Yeah, he didn't sign, but fortunately, his style's pretty unique.
Yeah, I like this one.
Very
It's got an
nice.
anime feel to it.
Yeah,
The
I love
sword
the
gets
wind strokes there.
Yeah, the sword gets lost a little bit, but it's there. I got this one from you as well.
Oh yeah, Jerry Bennett.
This is the one I was mentioning earlier that I was just super happy to have of Rodriguez.
James, just so good.
This pack pulled. Look at that swoosh.
Yeah, great signature for sure. JR.
Love it. All right, get into some of the other stuff.
Is that Makar?
No, this is
Oh, Suspisa. All right. I'd never even noticed how similar their styles were until just now.
so good. Love the playfulness
She's amazing.
she brings to it, and of course,
Oh yeah.
isn't that incredible? She added a little extra touch for me on this commission.
Those are always nice when you get that sort of extra, like anything speckly, or in this case, it almost looks like that gel with the sparkles in it.
Right. Oh, it is so good. I love this stylistic aspect of that one. And we get this one.
Sheesh, you're
Platinum.
rocking her. You are rocking her. And that's
Yeah.
pack, right?
This is pack inserted, pack pulled.
That's amazing. You were able to get that.
Super happy to have this one.
I mean, in terms of importance to your collection, that feels like it's got to be up towards the top.
It's towards the top. Anything platinum for me is towards the top for a number of reasons, but it appears to me that in platinum there were 3 pack inserted sketches and 1 AP, as far as I can tell. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah.
For her? Wait, she only did 3-pack inserted?
No. For Magic, the character.
Oh, for Magic. Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. I have 2, so Miles.
Yeah. A little Black Widowish, but still beautiful.
Absolutely. Just the colors around with the effect there, the light blue. Awesome.
Yeah.
Miles is so good.
I'm very happy to have this one. And I'm on record saying it too much because people think I'm overhyping it, but the APs are just so rare for this set. I mean, most of the artists got 1. 2 of the artists, Miles got 3. Casey Parsons got 5 APs.
That makes sense. He did the most base cards.
So 5, 8. Bill had 1. Vulches had 1. McLeod, where's his AP?
Somebody's got it.
But 1. Todd Knock has 1. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11,
Should be 13
11 or
maybe.
12 APs.
Okay.
13. Yeah, like under 15 APs total. So,
Yeah, I mean it is interesting. There's more pack inserted. It's just a different level of difficulty to get it right. With the pack inserted, you've got to convince people to either trade or sell it. With the
right.
APs, you just had to be basically the first to get to the artist. That
Yep.
thing is just absurd, absolutely absurd.
Yeah, it's a pack pull to be a pack pulled Magic from Bill, and Bill did the pack art for Magic on top of that. To me, is there's not a better. It's gonna be difficult for me to ever find a better example of a card needed in a master set collection than the original artist for the set who did a pack inserted sketch, who happens to be a comic creator for the character.
Yeah. I mean, at the risk of sounding corny,
Mm-hmm.
that card coming to you is magical.
I love it.
I mean,
And it
that's
was not
awesome.
easy. So this was
I can imagine.
obviously there was money involved. So um, I mean, in my world, and maybe it's not true for other people, but in my world, $2,000-$3,000 for a sketch card is a lot of money.
In anybody's world.
So the person that pulled this came to me very graciously and said, "Justin, I want to work out a deal with you." I worked out a deal. They agreed to it, and then some people got to him and said, "No, it's a $7,000, $8,000 sketch." And so the person came back to me and said, "Justin, the deal's off. I just think that it's worth a lot more." And I was like, "Look, I understand. What do you want?" And ultimately, what they wanted was essentially $5,000. And so I had to make the deal work to get it. And it was one of those things. What was really painful about it, outside of that just being a lot of money, is I was on the way to take my family to New York for a week, 7 days, like a true 7-day trip to New York. And if you haven't done that lately, it's not cheap. So it was $5,000 essentially at a time when $5,000 was a whole lot of money.
It's
For
very
me.
frustrating to me when you're working on something and someone else comes in and influences like that. Because my question would always be, okay, someone said it's worth 9. Get that from them. If they say it's worth 9, have them pay you 9. Great. Oh, they're not willing to pay it. They're just jacking up the price. Like, come
Well,
on.
in fairness, a couple of things happened. A Wolverine Bill Sienkiewicz sketch got pulled pretty close to the exact same time, and there were some people willing to pay that kind of money for the Wolverine, and that's where they were coming with that price. That quote did not exist when we had first started talking. Second part is to negotiate well, you have to be willing to walk away, and I was not willing to walk away on this one. And it's like, I have to have it. Tell me the damage, so I had to fight for it, and I'm very happy to have it in my collection.
I mean, I have never run into a sketch where I had to have it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had similar happen to me once or twice. And honestly, as soon as that happens, the sketch is dead to me, and I don't even want it.
I hear
That's
you.
in my head. But yeah, for that one, I can totally see why you had to
Yeah,
have that.
that happened with me on an out of 10 Spider-Man card. You might even recall the story as an admin of Facebook. And I did. I was like, yeah, fine. I'll walk away. And I ended up getting one of the other 10s later, and it worked out just fine. But there's not 10 of these.
Right.
So we can go ahead and show one more. You've
Yep.
seen it.
Oh,
I'm gonna
what did
pull
I
it up
just
here.
selected? There
I
we
got
go.
it. Oh no, it's going to be
Oh,
on the
sorry.
screen.
You need to. I got you. All right, go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll stop.
This. Oh, can you put us all together the same size?
There we go.
There we go. And this is the one that's on the way.
That's awesome.
It'll be delivered very soon, but I didn't want to not show it.
Yeah, Liddy is just so good.
I don't think I can zoom on that. I can try. It's, is it zooming? I don't think so. But either
Very,
way,
yeah.
I think people can see it. It's a very beautiful sketch. I'm trying. Hold on, I'll try one more
I
time
think
to
when
zoom.
you zoomed, I think your notification got bigger, but the sketch didn't.
Oh, see that down there? Kind of notification.
You'll be clicking 100
Yeah,
notifications.
that's interesting. I'm zooming, but you're right. The sketch itself is not getting bigger. Everything else is. Oh,
Yep.
nope, that didn't work.
What? That's good.
It's
Slowly
so
getting
weird.
there.
Well, what's weird is like I'm selecting I'm zoomed out 80% and it's somehow zoomed in. It's weird. It's um but you can see it well enough. Very excited about that one.
Pulin's asking if for the other Magic from Platinum, who was the artist,
Which
or
one?
do you not want to say? Well, you said there were 3 Platinum uh, Magic sketches you've
Oh,
done.
oh, uh, um, oh, why can't I ever pronounce her name? Sophie,
Susie.
yeah,
I just told her
she,
Susie.
yeah,
Cheat.
cannot get it out for some reason. It's like I, she did two pack inserted.
Oh, perfect.
She did too. Part of my brain tells me there's got to be a McLeod magic as well because of the New Mutants he did, but I haven't seen one and I
Well,
haven't
he was
confirmed.
out by the time she came in, though, is the problem. Right? He only did the original 5. By the time she came in, I believe Bill had taken over. I'm trying to remember. No, she came in on episode issue 14. Was he still
Is he
doing it
already
then?
out?
When did
Hmm.
he? Let's see. Yeah, it's got her and Siam on the color, and yeah, the artist is Sal Buscema at that point.
Okay. Okay. I just I guess I'm wishing there's one more than anything. Uh so but yeah, so there's one by Bill, two by her that I know of, which is kind of impressive for her to have three pack inserted out of the 100 sketches. I think it's great.
Yeah, cannot argue with those odds.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Yeah,
well, there we are. We are at the end.
we did it.
You just saw probably 120 or so magic sketches,
Yep.
and that was super fun. And just prepping for this was fun. So just kind of
Mhm.
scrolling through all of them and like, oh, that's that one. And then trying to narrow it down from 80 to 50 was just, oh god. But that
For
that
sure.
in of itself was fun because it's like, all right, why would I rank this one higher? All right,
Yeah, yeah, just
so
good. Yeah, it's I haven't even tried to rank them. Outside of this one, it gets tough. The
yeah, I kind of went backwards. I'm like, all right, I want to end with this one, and then I did
uh
about 10, and then I was like, all right, now I just don't care, do it random.
yeah, the rest of the day is downhill after this. Well, hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a blast, Matt. Thank you so much.
No,
Love
thank you
seeing
for
all your
joining.
stuff.
This is a super interesting way to focus on sketch cards down at
Uh-huh.
the character level. And there
This
are very few people I could do something like this with that have that sort of character focused obsession. So this was great.
Yeah, and this is only our third attempt to do this stream.
Exactly. We've had a little trouble syncing this up for sure.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I'm so not on brand to go this upstairs for my last whatnot stream. So I will do a vocal stream at the very end here.
Let's do
Um,
it.
thank you everybody for staying with us, and we will see you next time. Keep it sketchy, and see you then. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.